Hey guys, Hector here with part 2 of my American vlog, where I talk about this 25 things Americans do regularly that would shock non-Americans. Is this little article sort of thing by Knowable. They just took some stuff from Reddit and put it on an article and then say, hey, this is our stuff. But I wanted to go through it and kind of give their a response, really, not just a perspective from American view, sort of. Anyways, I already did part 1 last week, and it kind of went on for a while, so I thought I'd do part 2 this week. So let's continue. Number 7, declawing cats so they don't destroy furniture. In most countries, it is forbidden under the laws against cruelty to animals. I've actually heard a lot of people say this, like, it is kind of messed up that you take out their claws, but at the same time, I kind of understand it. So they don't, F up the furniture, and so they don't attack other cats if you keep them inside. If you let them go outside, then that is pretty messed up, because then they can get their ass kicked or something. But a lot of times they just take out the front claws and leave in the back claws. And we actually found this cat in our garage. It was just kind of chilling in our garage for the longest time, and it didn't have any front claws, but it still has back claws. And we didn't know whose it was, so we took it in, and it's plus side that it's not tearing up all the furniture, because we have other cats that do tear up some shit. And if it ever tries to get in a fight with the other cats, it lays on its back, so it can get its back claws out if it needs to. But yeah, so some people agree, some people don't agree. Anyways, talking to a perfect stranger for no reason. While some people are pretty, antisocial, and they don't like to talk to other people, they don't even like smiling at other people or looking at other people. But there are some people that just love smiling and talking to everybody, and they don't care. They're super sociable. And I have seen some things online where, like, they want to avoid eye contact with people, but they'd be smiling at their dog or cat if they don't really walk cats, but if they're walking their dog. And so sometimes there are things that will kind of bring people together, like if they do have the dog and they'll be like, oh my god, can I play with your dog, or can I touch your dog, or whatever, and then they'll just talk to a stranger for no reason. And of course, if you're working in retail or anything like that, then of course you have to talk to a stranger, but I don't think that's what they were talking about. Number 9, election season starting nearly 2 years in advance. Yeah, I kind of talked about that in other political vlogs, and sometimes there's just a ton of people, and so they try and weed them out, and then they just try and get their name out there so everybody knows the name, but they don't really know what they stand for, so they just vote for them because they've heard of the name. Number 10, Czech foreign exchange student told me, it's fucking weird how you say, how are you? What answer do you want? Honest answer, or say, I'm good? Even then, the question still makes no sense. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say, oh, I just asked, how are you doing? And then they give me their life story. And I'm just thinking, then don't ask, how are you doing? Just say, hello. Because some people use that as a saying, saying, oh, how are you? Instead of saying hello. And they expect people to just say, oh, I'm good, and then end it there. But when people ask me, I tell them how I'm doing, but I give a quick response like, oh, I'm good, or I'm sick, or I'm tired, and then that's it. I know some people don't want that response. They just want the I'm good, or I'm good, how are you, back, and then that's it. But I give my honest response or answer, or whatever. Because if you're asking, I'm going to give my honest response. But most people don't want that. They just use it as a hello. Anyways, number 11. As a shocked non-American, treating a flag like it's some kind of sacred item. Pledging to, not letting it touch the ground, folding rituals, etc. It's just a piece of cloth. All a bit cult-esque to me. I've talked about this before. Even made a vlog about burning the flag, because it's totally within our laws, freedom of speech. You can burn a flag and not get arrested, but of course you will get a lot of backlash and a lot of hate, but you just won't get arrested. And some people do get really freaking upset if you desecrate the flag or do anything like that. And it was a myth that if you touch the flag, then you have to like burn it or whatever. That's just a myth, and I've gone over that in a different vlog also. But that isn't really just an American thing. Like, I was a wrestling fan in the past, and I remember this one wrestler took a flag from one of the South American countries. I forgot which one it was. And he like crumpled it up and like kicked it or something, and it got a huge backlash, and he got like suspended or fined or something like that. And so it isn't just the United States of America, and I don't even think it's just American, like North American, South American. I think it's like that all over the world. And I admit it's just a piece of cloth. I'm not a huge flag person, but some people are. They're like, oh my god, it's a flag, it is America or something. And I'm like, I understand it represents America, but it's just, it represents the idea of America and freedom, etc., etc. You can't really take it away from us because it's just representation. So they can do shit to the flag, and they can, you know, kind of do a representation of how they're fighting against the idea of America, etc. But whatever, it's not that big of a deal. That's their freedom of speech. We can have our freedom of speech. Just, you know, just move on. And number 12, drive everywhere. I kind of talked about it in the last video. Yeah, it seems like everybody has a car and everybody drives everywhere. And I ride my bike all over town because my town's only about 3 miles wide. So, and a lot of people think that's freaking crazy. And that's also probably another reason why a lot of Americans are kind of fat, because they don't want to walk everywhere or ride their bikes everywhere. And so they'd rather just drive everywhere. And that's also why there's huge uproar sometimes about gas being $4 or $5 a gallon, etc., etc. And, well, then don't drive everywhere. Ride your bike or something. But no, people don't want to do that. Alright, so again, this video is kind of going a little bit long, so I'll cut it right there. Going halfway through the article. Again, I will leave a link in the description to the article in case you guys want to check it out. But you're going to have to wait till next week to hear part 3 of the video of my personal opinions and the thoughts of American, I guess, in regards to this article and all the stuff. Anyways, you like this video if you liked it and appreciated me doing it or whatever, and subscribe to my channel for the next part of the video and for other American related vlogs and stuff. So yeah, see you guys later.